Today is Tuesday, February 2nd, and this is Citrus TV Now. I'm Ben Bascuk, and here are today's top stories. Governor Kathy Hochul has announced that law enforcement will be cracking down on impaired driving. New York will participate in a national enforcement initiative anticipating the upcoming Super Bowl weekend. The campaign has been funded by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. This initiative will increase patrol vehicles, sobriety checkpoints, and crack down on underage drinking. During last year's Super Bowl weekend campaign, over 260 people were arrested. The campaign runs through Sunday, warning drivers to take extra caution on the roadways. And a new phone ban has been approved for CNY schools. The Central Square School District is implementing a ban on cell phones in anticipation of Governor Kathy Hochul's K-12 statewide ban. She says will benefit youth mental health. The New York policy allows device use for educational purposes without disruptions to the classroom. For high school students, phones need to remain on silent mode and can only be used outside the classroom. Ithaca is under spotlight as Trump's administration alleges the Tompkins County Sheriff's Office allowed an unlawful release of a, quote, violent man. The release came before ICE agents arrived and confirmed his illegal entry into the country. Trump's administration is looking into Ithaca's sanctuary city policy following the arrest of Jesus Hernandez, a 27-year-old Mexican national. Hernandez had been in jail since late 2023 for a misdemeanor assault. Ithaca could face federal punishment for failing to enforce immigration policies. And Syracuse families are rallying for prison reform. Those who have lost loved ones in New York State prisons came together this past Thursday at the Apostolic Church of Jesus Christ, demanding change. Project Rise, a nonprofit working to prevent youth incarceration, is demanding police departments be held accountable for brutality reports. Prison reform leaders emphasize the importance of community awareness regarding law enforcement and the lives impacted by New York prisons. And coming up, schools in CNY face staffing issues amidst winter weather and illnesses. Stay with us.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail.
Are we over or under?
Then pay me
over
to get
under?
your car back.
Oh.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
Talk to me, please.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told,
What's wrong?
it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
In a record year of snowfall, CNY schools are struggling to keep students and staff instruction in person. The Homer School District notes in a memo to families this morning that, quote, we are experiencing some staffing absences due to illness that may result in the scheduling of virtual learning days. Due to staffing shortages in our transportation department, we came dangerously close to not being able to hold school today. With over 40 inches of snowfall in Syracuse this past month, CNY's season total sits at over 60 inches. We saw snow almost every day this month, excluding 3 days, making January 2025 the 19th snowiest record in Syracuse history. Now our weather anchor Olivia is here to tell us if we can expect more snowfall as we move on to February. Olivia, do I need to keep my coat with me?
Hey Ben, well unfortunately it is not time to put away those coats yet. Keep those jackets, those gloves, those hats out because we are still looking at cold weather for the rest of this week. Coming out of last week's winter weather advisory, we're looking at 26 degrees outside right now, but because of the 14-mile-per-hour winds outside, look at that, it's going to feel a little bit more like 15 degrees. So unfortunately we are not looking at warmer weather for the rest of this week, but looking ahead to tonight, we're going to see a bit of a drop off to 23 degrees, but again, that wind chill, it's going to feel about 10 degrees cooler at 13 degrees. Cloudy skies, so it's best not to go outside if you can avoid it. It's still going to be pretty chilly, but looking ahead at your 3-day forecast, we got a little bit better for the rest of this week. Tomorrow we're going to see a high of 24 with 19-mile-per-hour winds. We're going to have a lot of wind for the rest of this week, but we're also looking at a high of 41 on Thursday, so it's going to be a little warm. I remember last night it was like strangely warm. When we're in these 40s in Syracuse, suddenly it feels like summer because of how cold it's been. And on Friday we're going to see a little bit of a drop off to 28 degrees, but looking ahead, even though these weathers are looking a little bit warmer, we're looking at rain, sleet, and snow. So make sure to look at this precipitation, but that's all I've got for weather. Coming up next, Roman, what do we got?
Yeah, coming up on News Live at 6, eyes are already on the 2028 Olympics and specifically lacrosse. All of the story on a local team making the push for the games.
And that's all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV Now. For more of the latest, follow us at Citrus TV News on X and Instagram. I'm Ben Bascuk, and the news continues in an hour with Alana Epstein and Ronnie Carrillo. Have a good night, Syracuse.